Hello, welcome to our virtual open house 2023. My name is Geha Gonthier. I'm the owner of Wellness on White and a doctor of acupuncture. I would like to share a perspective of what is in the stars right now, because I think it is so exciting and it is so inspiring for this next step that we as humanity are invited to go into. And I've called this talk Rising as a Collective, because this is literally the invitation that is here for us to rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. Let me explain. In January 2024, the planet of Pluto will move into the sign of Aquarius. Now, Pluto is a very slow moving planet. It takes about 20 years to move through one of the signs of the zodiac. We usually acknowledge that consciously, or mostly unconsciously actually, by seeing the different generations. Every generation has their own stamp, so to speak. And that is characterized by the movement of Pluto through a particular sign in the zodiac. Now, in January, Pluto is moving into Aquarius. What does that mean? Aquarius is a sign associated with innovation, with technology, with the collective, with humanitarian principles. So it is literally a new beginning for us. To put this a little bit into perspective, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 248 years ago. 248 years ago, we saw the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Industrial Revolution. There was so much social and political upheaval and change. What is it going to look like this time? We don't really know. Astrology doesn't give us the answers. It just gives us a particular backdrop. But knowing of that backdrop can really help us prepare in an appropriate way. And the invitation that is here for us right now is to serve the collective, to bring our individual gifts to the collective. And as we see the outer technology explode, and we will see that in the next 20 years, this is also an invitation for the inner technology to expand, meaning we get to know ourselves even better. We get to know how do we actually really tick? How do we let go of our own limitations, so many of them self-imposed? How do we change our limiting belief systems? How do we move into a reality that is more aligned with humanitarian principles? The other alignment that I want to talk about is Saturn in Pisces. Now, Saturn is a planet that is usually associated with restrictions, with limitations, with boundaries, with focus also, and with structure. And that's a very interesting placement for Saturn to be in Pisces, because Pisces is associated with the collective dream, the subconscious. So in Pisces, Saturn really invites us to give structure to our dream. What does your dream look like? What does our dream as a collective look like? What is the structure that we want to give our dream? What is this new reality that we're dreaming up? And thirdly, I also want to point out something that we just moved into, the alignment of the North Node in the sign of Aries. Now, the North Node usually represents what we as a collective are turning towards. And Aries is a sign that is the first sign of the zodiac, and it usually is associated with also, again, innovation, new beginnings, courage, initiative. It's also ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars can be confrontational and very determined. And how do we use that determination? Do we create a new beginning for ourselves? So, as you can tell, there is a lot at stake right now. And we all know that. Because when we look around, and we are fortunate here in the Western world, but when we look around, there is so much struggle, there is so much strife, there is so much destruction. And this is really an amazing backdrop for us to rise like the phoenix out of these ashes and create a new world. How do we do that? I feel one of the things that we really also have to do is we have to look at ourselves individually, because we each create an individual stamp on the collective. How do we grow as individuals? We get to know ourselves. We get to know what makes us tick and how we best can show up consciously for ourselves and for our environment. So at Wellness on White, we have a few treatments that really support this energetic development. You know, Nikola Tesla had said more than a century ago already that if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy. Energy, vibration, frequency. How do we explore that? Well, let me describe a few of the treatments that we use at Wellness on White to really support this journey. First, I want to talk a little bit about the quantum facial. Now, the quantum facial is a marvelous facial. Of course, as the name says, it is a facial. But what we also include is we include tuning forks that are put to specific acupuncture points in the body that help the vibrational body, the ethereal body to balance. And then we also use essential oils, particular essential oil blends that you get to choose simply by smelling them, not by knowing what they're associated with. And they will then balance that particular element in the body. It's a very profound treatment, and I hope you will try it. Another treatment where we use tuning forks and scent is the Sacred Rain treatment. It's probably my favorite treatment that we offer. It's more of a massage kind of a treatment with a large focus on the spine. The spine houses the central nervous system, and the central nervous system is the one responsible to spread the energy through the peripheral nervous system into all our organs and our arms and legs. So there's a lot of sensation, obviously, through that nervous system. And you know, in the nervous system, if we were to put all the nerves together and make one long string of it, apparently that string would be 90,000 miles long. That's a lot of sensation. And can you imagine, and I can, if all of those sensations, if all of those vibrations would be balanced and in harmony, who could we be? Another treatment I want to highlight is RTT. RTT is short for Rapid Transformational Therapy. And Rapid Transformational Therapy is a kind of hypnotherapy that helps us release and let go of the limiting belief systems that we have imposed upon ourselves and that hold us back from really exploring our highest potential. It is a very powerful, very, very powerful treatment, and I encourage you to give it a try if you feel that there are things that you have come up again in your life over and over and over, and that you feel that there are patterns that have held you back to live your full potential. We also offer a very particular kind of astrology based in Jungian philosophy. Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychoanalyst who was very famous for his inclusion of archetypes in his work of psychoanalysis. And we offer a form of astrology that combines this understanding of archetypes with astrology. So it's a very profound way of really getting to know yourself, both your strengths and your potential, as well as your challenges and how to best overcome them. You know, it's amazing when you get to know yourself and when you get that kind of reflection back of how empowering it can be to move forward. We each have our own particular cosmic blueprint. And personally, in my journey, I find it very helpful to see that reflection. And lastly, I also want to point the attention to homeopathy. Homeopathy is a very gentle and profoundly deep medicine that works on the vibration of plants to help balance the vibrations in the body. In my 40 years of being part of the healing profession, I have seen so many diseases rooted in the imbalances of emotional and spiritual trauma. And homeopathy is a wonderful and profound tool to help overcome those challenges. I know it did that for me, which is why I'm so incredibly grateful that we offer that at Wellness on White. Buckminster Fuller said, and I'm going to read this to not butcher it, "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the old one obsolete." So I feel this particular backdrop in astrology really gives us the opportunity to create a new model of reality that really benefits us individually and collectively. On February 9th, we have a new moon in Aquarius. That is also the day that in the Chinese zodiac, we move into the year of the wood dragon. Now, the dragon is this mystical, mythical, magical, powerful creature that has supernatural powers. It protects the treasure, the inner treasure, and it works for the benefit of all. This year is associated with the element of wood, and the wood is all about creativity and expansion and growth. So also from that perspective, there is a lot of juice, so to speak, that is given to all of us to create a reality that is so beneficial. Can we do this? Are we committed? I am. You are too. In this time, I also encourage you to take time to meditate, to take time for breath work, to take time for Qigong and yoga. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, you might know that I also offer a free Qigong class, Qigong and yoga class, every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. And you're welcome to join me live or catch it later on a replay on my reels. But whatever it is that you choose to do, allow yourself to hold that vision of hope, of love, of a new beginning for humanity. On the magical wings of the dragon, this really can be an exhilarating ride. I meet you there. Each year we raise money for a humanitarian organization. This year we have chosen the organization of Seize Now. Seize Now is a wonderful local organization that helps the victims of sexual abuse, sex trafficking, and sex crimes. Please donate generously. For a donation of $20 or more, you are being entered into a draw to win one of our lovely gift baskets. We have 3 of them this year. Please also take advantage of our gift with purchase this year. For a $130 gift certificate, you will also receive a gift, personal gift for you, that contains organic golden dragon green tea, very appropriate for this next year, and an Oils of Bliss roll-on that is kind of valued at $38 or so. And then finally, at the end of this video, there will also be a code. This code will give you 15% off on all products at Wellness on White. This code is valid from now, November 13, until November 30th. So enjoy your shopping, enjoy your holidays. Thank you so much for your continued patronage. And I am looking forward to seeing you in the new years. I'm also looking forward to creating new worlds with you